Hi, I'm doing 3.17 complex numbers, and so that is basically, there's two numbers to it. There is the real number, and then there's the imaginary number. So we're going to start off with the basics and start off by simplifying radicals. So we're going to simplify the square root of 56. Now the square root of 56, there's no really square root of 56, so you want to take it out here and see what two numbers will multiply each other to equal it. So you get 2 and 28, then you get 2 and 14, and then you get 2 and 7. So you use all of these numbers in here. So you get the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. And so that is a group, so you put it out here, and then you get 2 the square root, and you would have these in here, so 2 times 7 is 14. And that's your answer. Now the next one we're going to do is the square root of 98. And 98 has the same thing, so there's no square root, so you're going to take it out here and see what two numbers. So you get 2 and 49 and 7 and 7. So you get the square root of 2 times 7 times 7. That's a group, so you put it out here, and you get 7 to the square root of 2, and that is your answer. The next one we're going to do is the square root of 324. Same thing, no square root, so 324 out here. Then you get 2, you get 2 and 162, and then you get 2 and 81, and you get 9 and 9, and then you get 3, 3, 3, and 3. So now you use all these numbers here. So you get 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 3 times 3. You have 1, 2, 3 groups. So what if you have all groups and then nothing left in there? So basically you don't need that square root anymore. You don't need it. So now you have 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6 times 3, and then that's 18. So that is your answer. So now we're going to do negative. We're going to do like, negatives. So the first one we're going to do is pretty simple, but there's rules to it. So like, I equals the square root of -1, and I squared equals -1. And so we're going to start pretty easy and go -4. So to do this, you would take out the negative to get rid of the negative, because number times a number doesn't equal a negative. So you get -1 and the square root of 4. So since the rules say that -1 equals I, so you have I here, and then the square root of 4 is 2. So 2I is your answer. And the next problem we're going to do is the square root of -49. So first you take off your -1 and you have 49. Then you get an I, square root of 49 is 7. That's your answer. Pretty simple. Now the next one is -50. So you get rid of the -1 to get the negative out of the way. Then you have 50. But then you're like, wait, 50 doesn't have a square root. So you do what we did before, and split it up and see what you get. So you get 50, and then you get 2 and 25, and then you got 5 and 5. So you have I out here, and the square root, so you have 2, 5, and 5. There's your group. Put it before the I, square root, you get 5I square root of 2. And that is your answer. So now we're doing the square root method. Now with the square root method, there are rules to this. And the first rule is you must isolate the x squared, and then you square both sides, and you must have that in your answer, saying positive and negative. So it's like the same thing. Like both numbers will equal it. Like 48 and -48. So the first one we're going to do is x squared minus 49 equals 0. So the rule says you must isolate this right here. So you have x, so you add 49 to each side to get rid of 49 on that side. To isolate x squared. Then you get x squared equals 49, and then you square both sides. X equals plus or minus 7. So the next equation we're going to do is x squared minus 48 equals 0. So now you add 48 to isolate x squared. X squared equals 48. But then you realize, oh, 48 doesn't have a square root. So really just the answer is x equals the square root of 48.